because I have been enjoying the very educative contribution of our very senior partners out there in the studio. First of all, permit me to say this. Proliferation, 13-letter word. Thank God, NTA, you are widely covering this nation. I want to tell you that a handsome percentage of the guys watching you, particularly the ordinary persons, may not understand what the word proliferation, that 13-letter word. Let me use the street language. Availability, pacha, like we say on the street. Now to the fact of our borders. We have a border stretch in this country, both at the sea side, Lagos, Delta, rivers, cross rivers, and so on to the sub-Saharan Niger, Chad, Cameroon borders. And these land spaces are such that we have not been effectively positioned to manage. In other words, there are massive ungoverned routes in our boundaries. The statistics are there. Secondly, I want to use this opportunity to say that the institutional control of our borders, the customs, the immigration, the quarantine services, and in recent times, more prominently, the armed forces and the police, we have not been adequately deployed to control our border entries into Nigeria. For example, from Sokoto to Borno, we have over 2,000 routes into this country. And these 2,000 routes, we have less than 1,000 formally covered points. The rest, some are like backyard routes. You sleep in one part of the country, you walk into the one nation, Niger, for example, and then you walk into Nigeria to take your bath. There is no control, effective control on those routes. So the movement of material through these porous structure is a sure fact. However, so much emphasis, even from the discussions we've had so far, so much emphasis have been placed on the institutional control of small arms. The structures have been adequately expressed, but the demand aspect of it has not been appropriately detailed out. The demand aspect of it comes down to, like Dr. Kabiru Adamu said, he referred to it as existential threat. But I want to face it as existential phenomenon. It's a roll-on of a developmental process. Today, the local demand for firearms has increased. This is a fact. Why has it increased? Because the institutional security support system at the local ordinary man's level has virtually failed. And so people now resort to self-help. That is a side. The second side of it is that the criminal elements in our society have now taken advantage. Permit me to quickly chip in here that next to oil, the fastest, cheapest, and quickest way of making money is arms business. It is under the table. If anybody quotes any statistics to you, that statistics is doubtful. The truth is, it's a trending and festering business. How do we cut this business down? Should be an aspect of our consideration in the proliferation control measures. Now, since 2006, after the ECOWAS Charter, and then 2009 when Nigeria formally, and to date, institutionally, So much has been done. Like my Ogade said, so much has been done. But the institutional cover has not dealt with the demand, the growing demand, which is a new phenomenon in Nigeria. Let me say this not to really scare us, but to state the realities. The average Nigerian is increasingly getting no longer scared of AK-47 pointed at him. A few days ago, there was a report from one of our states that a driver and his passenger got down and took on some bandits on their own and were able to arrest the bandits. People are developing a new psychology, and that is an area we must watch. In other words, we do not desire to get used to weapons. The moment you get used to weapons, then you develop the appetite for weapons. There is a spirit that goes with small arms. This we were taught in our basic days in the military. What is that spirit? The arms you carry gives you a new feeling you are the boss. But the military has a way of training its personnel, which I want to suggest other agencies can also, go dig into and copy. The military has 3 approaches. 1, that weapon is yours for you to use. 2, that weapon is yours for you to be in charge of it. That weapon is also for you to be primarily accountable for whenever asked. And your weapon is the equipment and the bullets. So that control measure has to be sipped down to other agencies so that that other supply channel from the inside, that's the internal supply channel that one of my contributors there mentioned, can be adequately addressed. And then finally, I want to say this concerning the local producers. In my heart, part of our policy should be check out on these local producers wherever found. Arrest them first on the criminal aspect because they are breaching a law, and then follow it up on the developmental aspect of where can we send them to for them to be more useful to us. Let me conclude by telling you, sirs and ma, that I saw Beretta pistol, AK-47, locally manufactured. The only difference with the Croatian and the Nigerian version, the only difference was the serial number on the foreign-made one. So it means there is what you call positive technology, even though in a criminal platform. We can upturn that setup. So the issue of our borders is an institutional something, a policy that we need to quickly review. First, increase the size of our coverage. 2, develop a new synergy between the various segments of forces that manage our boundaries.